Hey all, it's Crazy Excite here, and just before we jump into this third episode of Sniper's DNA, I do want to touch on the fact our intro is gone from this video, and will be for the future ones. We are having a new intro made as we speak. It should be very nice. It's something a little more individualistic that will represent the XCG name a little bit better now that we are expanding as a channel, and we have better content up, and just some better things going on with us. We figured that our intro should represent that. So actually hopping into this gameplay now, it is from XCG Monarch. It is a nice little 2v1 private match on Dome. He's using the MSR, playing against two Optic fanboys. I don't exactly know why people still do that, and actually one of them was leveled up quite high. I was surprised. I didn't think you would want to put that much time and effort into an account that won't get too much respect based on the fanboyish status of the name. But regardless of that, it's kind of interesting. I'm sure you guys are wondering why I would put up a private match as a Sniper's DNA, and originally it was just a fun game that Monarch showed me and that I liked a lot. We did have some other options, but I wanted to upload this because it provides an opportunity that you normally wouldn't get to see, or that it would be hard for me to make an entire episode about. And that is how to handle 2v1 situations. Now obviously a 2v1 situation would be a little different if you were in another game mode, say search, and some other circumstances were in play, but the fact that this is Dome and there's radar on here lets me discuss a few things in greater detail possibly, and just hopefully bring you guys some more stuff that you wouldn't necessarily see anywhere else. I don't think that a 2v1 situation is something that a lot of snipers are prepared for. But of course that's something you're going to be running into more often than you think. Now it's not exactly going to be such a direct engagement as it may be here. In some circumstances such as search, it may be more of an evasion tactic you're wanting to use, or say you're playing drops and getting for feeds, you're going to want to be even more direct about it than he is in this circumstance. But the way this is playing out in more of a competitive mindset, going for the win, he handles it very well, and I'm definitely going to show you guys and let you a little into his mind in the mentality that went into this gameplay here. As of right now, you are seeing a little paint.net icon pop up in the top right hand corner, and that is something I threw together real quick. I'm no whiz with Photoshop or anything like that, but this is definitely going to be essential for understanding the gameplay. If you can't see it too well, hopefully it turns out alright, but I put a download link for that picture in the description below, so just go ahead and download that, pull it up in a second window so you can see what I'm talking about, if that will help you at all. But I will leave it here in the game window for those of you that can see it pretty well, but if you're watching in lower quality, I understand that could be an issue. So, what that blue dot in the center is, that blue star, that's going to be the big power position of Dome. That is the big power position. I'm sure you guys are all aware of that, but some people aren't exactly aware why that's such a power position. Now, that is going to be the general area you want to go to. Of course, you're going to have to stray from that a little bit to pick up your kills and to handle yourself in a manner that's going to constitute that win. But as you can see, I hope you've been paying attention to where he is, because this is where he's been. That blue star right and around that area, that's where he's been controlling this game. That's where he's been getting all his kills from, and the reason that position is so essential is because that's where all of the other routes converge. Now, the reason he has to leave it sometimes, like you're seeing now, is because they're just hanging back, they're hiding, and he doesn't necessarily want to have to drag this out too long and just wait for them every time. But really, this is where he's packing the biggest punch. This is where he's doing the most damage to the enemy team, is in this essential point in the middle. To revert back to what I said earlier, this is where a lot of the routes are going to be converging, and this is where the players are going to need to come if they want to dislodge him, if they want to get to him and get that win. Oh wow, what a throwing knife. Giggled like a little schoolgirl. That, again, in my mind, just didn't want to say it out loud because it'd be unprofessional. But, as you can see, I've drawn some red lines and some little green dots along those red lines. Oh, he fell for a trap there. If you shoot that barrel, it blows up the car. Anyway, what the red lines are going to be, you mainly spawn here around C-Dom, A-Dom, or B-Dom. And now let's take a look first at B-Dom. So B-Dom, when you spawn, the way you want to get to the center of the map, that power position, is from that red line that I've drawn. It's through that red line. And those two green dots are going to be the two main head glitches on your way there. So if you're going to be playing some competitive sniping, you know, they might not be respected as much, but the most effective way is going to be to execute one of those two head glitches. Now, the head glitch closer to Hummers, on the building side of Hummers, you're either going to be looking over the hood of that car and get a very nice view there, or you're going to be able to look underneath of it. Now, once it's blown up, you're not going to be able to look underneath of it at all, but you'll actually be able to see over top of it a little better. Also, if you go to the other side of that, there's a smaller head glitch that can actually shoot your feet, but most of your body's obstructed, and you can still see them pretty well and dislodge them from the general area of the power position. Now, if they're coming from C-Dom, you're going to have a few more things you need to worry about if you're in that power position, or a few more things you're going to have option-wise if you are spawning in C. Now, you're going to have a few more head glitches here, as I said. One is going to be towards the broken glass. There's that little broken window frame type thing right in the deep part of C-Dom, which you can see very well up toward tanks and very well up into that power position from, which he passes right now. You can see it. There you are. And if you push up a little farther, there's that wall on the right and the wall on the left, and then if you exit, you can go to the left, and there is that small little barrier on the ground there, that block, some cinder blockish type thing, and to the right you can just enter the Hummers and walk around in that fenced-in area, and you can pop out in many different locations, and then you're able to dislodge them from that power position and take it for yourself. Which is really, just to go back, because I don't think I've mentioned too much how he's been splitting them up to make it a lot easier for him to get these kills, is what he either does is he forces them to stack, like he just did, in a very poor position for them. They were really trapped there. There wasn't much they could do unless they got that first really nice shot off. And just there, see, using simple cover like this tank right in the middle, he split them up. He made one go one side and he took out the other from the other side. And that, he's, again, he's just engaging one at a time and just exposing himself to one at a time. He made the smart call, because if he would have run out to the middle and tried to take on the one on the right first, then the one on the left would have been very exposed to him. Now, here we go. They're just pulling out the riot shields, getting a little ragey. Unfortunately, you know, that happens sometimes, so it kind of degrades from the analysis capability now. But, oh, wow, great accurate shot. You have so little room to shoot at when they're using a riot shield because of just that vast area it covers. And it's sometimes a matter of luck if they turn the right way for you to be able to get that. And he has a specialist bonus here, he's had that for a little while. But let me not stray too far away from what I was saying, and then finish up talking about if you spawn towards A-Dom. A-Dom, of course, is going to give you two major options as to the ways you want to approach the power position in this map. One of those is going to be going through Dome and taking the head glitch at Slope, which you're going to see Modder kind of go towards, but he can't really use it, can't execute it well, because unfortunately he's playing against somebody now that has a riot shield, and there's nothing, you can't head glitch someone using a riot shield. But that's what you would typically do, is take that barrel right on Slope, and or your other option is if you want to go around the side towards Alley, kind of passing in between Loading and Satellite, then your three main head glitches, one is going to be going behind Blue, the big container ship, the big container right outside of Loading, and as you know, you can look through the plywood that's on the ground there, or you can look through those two little holes in between the shipping crate and the support from it. Also, there is not exactly a head glitch, but a nice little spot where you can shoot in between the fence and the main head glitch that everyone uses. And then, of course, there's just that main head glitch that everyone uses, those three square structures that you can see right there. You guys all know that. You've played on this map, I'm sure, and everyone goes there. That seems to be the main one in the map. So those are going to be the main head glitches you're going to use and or you're going to need to protect and avoid while you're either in control of that power position or to control the power position. So now in summary, whenever you're playing a 2v1, now that you know all of the best head glitches and the way to approach the power position in this map, just make sure not to treat the two enemy teammates as a unit. Treat them as individual players. That's going to really help you out, not freak you out in the mindset as much, and you just have to approach them one at a time using the effective cover in the power position to eliminate their routes to you. And either what you're going to do is need them to clump up and just take them out both very quickly, and or separate them and just use some cover in between you, so you only have to worry about one at a time. It's really not a big deal, it's just like one person that spawns very fast. So, this has been Crazed Excite and TTFN.